busy between motherhood and just being a wife and, entrepreneurship, all the many things that I do, that I became a not so good friend. All day long. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Mahogany. You already know what to do. Listen, make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on that post notification bell so you're notified every single time I drop another video, guys. Also, make sure you follow me on Instagram at mahoganyj_, on Twitter, TikTok. I'm pretty much everywhere, y'all. So make sure you're plugged in with your girl, period. Okay? So I'm so excited because I'm doing something new on my channel, y'all. This is the first ever episode of Coffee and Conversation. So a lot of you guys love when I get on here and just like we spill in the gems or just like have a conversation with you. So I wanted to implement this onto my channel. So comment down below some conversations you guys want me to have with y'all. Comment down below some topics, like some things you want me to discuss, like, because y'all know I'm raw and I'm real. Like, I'm gonna give it to you plain. Like, I ain't gonna sugarcoat it or nothing, okay? So I'm really, really excited just for this whole series on my channel, Coffee and Conversations, okay? I wanted to come with something different that I hadn't seen before. Of course, there's a lot of people that do like girl talks and everything, and that's totally cool, totally fine. But I wanted to bring something different, and so that's why I named this Coffee and Conversations. Because it's something unique, and your girl always be running off coffee. Okay, because I'm just a busy woman between just our businesses and motherhood and just being me. I'm always with a cup of coffee, so I was like, Coffee and Conversations, let's do it. So if you're new here, hey girl, hey, subscribe. If you're returning, hey girl, hey. So guys, today, I wanted to talk about friendships because I feel like adult friendships are just so different than like high school friendships, even I feel like college friendships, Of course, when you're in college, you're an adult, but I feel like after college, like when you really get out here and be adulting, friendships at that point are just different, like so different. And I've been experienced in my life where I've had good friendships, I've had toxic friendships, I've had deep but meaningful friendships, I've had deep but non-meaningful friendships. And I'm gonna get into what all that means because there are different types of relationships when it comes to friendships. Not every friendship is the same. What every friendship brings to the table is different, and so it's so important that you have like different friendships. And so I'm going to talk about like some of the different friendships I have, and I want you guys to comment your kind of friendships. How many friends do you have? How many friends do you feel like you need? Like, we're going to talk about it all, okay? So let me get a sip. Make sure y'all get y'all's coffee. Sip y'all's coffee. Let me get a sip real quick. That's good. I got me a water right here, y'all, because I also be needing water too, like, period. Like, make sure you're drinking your water, sis, okay? Okay, so, nonetheless, let's get into it. So, I know for me, I have different kind of friendships, and I know for a long time, I had to officially learned the difference between an associate and a friend, you know, because I feel like in my industry or just in general, like I have a lot of associates. I have a lot of people that I can just text, you know, we might have a little conversation. We might even get up for like lunch or something, but they're not really my friend. And for some of y'all like, okay, if you going out to lunch with somebody, that's your friend. No, we have to first understand the difference between associates and friends, because they are two different things. You know, associates are people that you may associate yourself with. Like y'all might go out to dinner with with other friends together. Y'all might even go out to dinner together yourselves, or you know, y'all might have like little exchanges on social media. You might always be commenting on each other's posts. You know, like y'all not friends, but y'all really like associate yourselves with each other. Okay. When I determine someone from an associate and a friend, an associate is somebody, okay, you're not necessarily going to be able to count on them. You know, people that I might go out to lunch with or talk to on social media, or even just talk to in general, I can count on them when I need something. If my kids, you know, if I gotta run, and say I gotta, I don't know, say something that's going on, and I have to run out the house really quick, and my husband is occupied with business, and I need somebody to just come over real quick to my house and just sit my kids till the nanny get here. I can't, you know, expect my associate to do that. That's more so like my friend. You know, with associates, even with associates, you can't really trust them with a lot of information. You know, you don't want to be oversharing with your associates. Sometimes we find ourselves oversharing with associates because we don't know, we don't have healthy boundaries when it comes to an associate and a friend. Because when you have a healthy boundary when it comes to an associate or friend, you know that, okay, with your associates, you can't share everything with them. You can't trust them with certain information. It's not that they're bad people. It's just that they're your associate. You know, there's a boundary there. Associates can be great people, friendly people, loving people. You know, they're not necessarily people that, you know, you can expect to be betrayed by, but they're also not people that you can trust with every part of you, you know? When it comes to a friend is somebody that you can count on, you can depend on. You can let your hair down with. That's a big one. When it comes to determining a friend and an associate. You know, sometimes when you talk to your associate, you gotta keep it cute all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, and ain't nothing wrong with keeping it cute, but you gotta keep it cute. Like, you can't necessarily go to your associate and say, man, I just had like a day, like, ooh, or man, like I'm stressed, or ooh, this hurt my feelings, or, you know, you can't necessarily be vulnerable with an associate, if that makes sense. When I think of an associate versus a friend and associate, like I said, it's somebody that you keep it cute with. You know, it's a different vibe. Whereas with a friend, you can really let your hair down. And so I hope there's those two different categories, just giving you an example of what a friend is and what associate. I hope that helps you determine, you know, even in your life, who's friends and who's associate. Because a lot of times we find ourselves oversharing with associates or venting to associates, and we're wondering why, like, we're not getting some kind of reciprocation back, or, you know, why that person isn't giving us what we need, and it's not their job. They're an associate, like, you know, they're not a friend. Now, if you guys want to become friends, yes, an associate can become a friend, but there's levels to it. It don't just happen overnight. You know what I'm saying? You got to build layers of trust. You know, it's a lot to it. It ain't just one thing like, okay, I went out to eat with somebody, they was real cool and fun, now I'm about to tell my whole life story to them. Nah, you know. Do we do that? Have I done that before? Yes, but that's not healthy to do. You know, I'm talking about healthy friendship. There's a lot of things we be doing out here that ain't healthy, you know, and then we find ourselves broken, hurt, and we're like, why? And it's like, because we don't have healthy boundaries, okay? All right, so that's that with a friend and an associate. So when it comes to friendships, it's so many different kinds of friendships. And it's so important that we assess our friendship. All right, for example, like deep but meaningful friendships and deep and non-meaningful friendships. It took me a long time to learn this because I found myself with a lot of deep friendships, but they were not meaningful. What I mean by that, I saw a great example on social media, but when you know how you be like, say you say something, and I say this all the time, and some of y'all could be in the comments like, oh, but you know, how is that not meaningful? But I'm gonna explain to you, because we're talking about healthy boundaries over here, healthy relationships. Like I said, some of the things we do is not healthy, but it's common. We do it so much, but it's not healthy. All right, when you're like, and I feel myself doing this, we might not talk all the time, but if you ever need me, I'm going to be there. Or when you have that friend, like, we might not talk every time, all the time, but if you need them, they're going to be there. That's what I consider you're like, that's what I consider a deep but non-meaningful relationship, friendship. Why? It's deep because y'all have those deep ties where it's like, okay, if you need me, I'm going to be there. And I know for me, when I say that, I really do mean that, you know? Like if I say, like, we might not talk all the time, but if you need me, like, I'm going to show up for you. That's a deep connection that y'all have. But that relationship is non-meaningful because you need a friend that is not just there for you quarterly. You know, I feel like, especially in today's time, the way life is, and just with so much pressure and just so much going on, it's so important that you have healthy communication when it comes to your friendships. And I know, even for myself, let me just talk about myself out there. I feel myself being so busy between motherhood and just being a wife and, you know, entrepreneurship, all the many things that I do, that I became a not so good friend. And to a lot of people, they're like, no, you are a great friend because, you know, if your friends need you, you're there. But the thing was, I wasn't a great friend because if my friends needed me, I was there. But if they needed me just to vent, or if they needed me just to talk, or if they wanted to just go out to lunch just because I was unavailable. And that's not a healthy way to be when it comes to a friendship. Because like I said, that's a deep but non-meaningful friendship, because yes, you might be there for me, like, okay, I'm on my deathbed, or oh, if I got a dying emergency, you know, you're gonna be there for me. But if I just need somebody to say, girl, today rocked my socks, like, or girl, like, something that happened today hurt my feelings. Or if you're like, girl, I just need to get out the house and go get lunch. Like, you want to come with me? I would be unavailable. Or that person is unavailable. That friendship is non-meaningful. Yes, y'all had a deep connection, but it's non-meaningful because you need friends that are available for you more than just when it's a dire emergency. I hope that makes sense. So that's what you call a deep but non-meaningful relationship. And like I said, there's nothing wrong with people that's like that. You just need to know what categories to put people in so you don't feel a certain kind of way or have an expectancy or an expectation of them that is unrealistic. Does that make sense? So you might, by listening to this conversation, you might realize I got a lot of friendships that are deep but are non-meaningful. Okay, got it. Once you know that, it helps you, like I said, put people in their right places in your life, so you don't find yourself, you know, just in certain situations or just expecting more than what that person has shown you that they can give. All right, let's keep going. Then you have deep but meaningful relationships, and those are pretty much just the opposite as far as like the non-meaningful. Like, you know, the ties are deep, y'all have that connection, and the relationship is meaningful too, because okay, if you just need to just go out just to go for a drive because you're stressed, you know that you can count on that person. You can just count on that person all the time. Like, it's just a deep relationship. And now I'm not talking about those relationships where, you know, they or you drain each other because you require them to be so accessible at all times. That's not healthy. But I'm talking about the ones where, you know, you guys have healthy boundaries. The connection is deep. Y'all love each other. Y'all there for each other. And if each other needs something, like, you're going to be there. And if, you know, you just want to go out and just hang, like, they're going to be there for you then too, you know. So those are deep and meaningful relationships. And those are so important to have. But let me just add this disclaimer. It's completely normal if you just have one or two people that you have a deep but meaningful relationship with. It's not a type of thing where like you'll have 5 or 6 or 7 people that you have that type of relationship with. But it's definitely important to make sure that you do have 1 or 2 people. One is totally normal, okay? I don't even want to say 2 because I don't even got 2. But you know, it might be some people out there that do got 2. But 1 or at least 2 people that you have a deep but meaningful relationship with. You still can have those other relationships that are deep but non-meaningful. You know, because sometimes I have relationships with those people that I have deep but non-meaningful relationships with. They are people that I still can call, like if I do have like, you know, if it's that thing that I just really got to talk to them about, like, you know, I can get a hold of them and I can talk to them about them and about that thing. And they might be the only person that I can talk to about that thing. Like I said, I know though that they're also probably going to 9 times out of 10 be unavailable. They ain't gonna be able to go out to eat with me. They ain't gonna be able to do X, Y, and Z with me. But I have them in their right places. Like I said, not that they're bad people. I call myself in that instance a bad friend because to me, we'll talk about that in another episode. But I wouldn't say that they're necessarily bad people. It's just you gotta have them in the right categories. Okay, so we talked about deep and non-meaningful. We talked about deep and meaningful. And then you also just have those friends too that, and I would say for a third category, you also have those friends that y'all might not have a deep connection just yet. But if you need them, if you just want to go out, if you just want to talk, if you just want to hang out, you know that you can call on them too. They're still a friend, but y'all haven't made it to that deep part. But they definitely had the potential to go there. I feel like it's completely normal to have 1 or 2 of them as well. So I pretty much put my friendships in, but I pretty much put people that I associate myself with and that are friends in 4 categories. And it's helped me a lot. Of course, depending on who you talk to, you can have more categories, but I really put people in about 4 categories. An associate, I have so many of them. You might see me with them. You might hear me talk about them. I have a lot of associates and they are great people, but they are not my friends. And I know that, okay? So I have associates. I have friends. In my friends categories, I have deep but non-meaningful. I have deep and meaningful. And I have just the medium type of friends. Like nothing's wrong with those relationships. You just haven't grown to that part. I feel like those friends are like, you're in the beginning stages or you're in like the middle stages. It's just not deep yet. And I think that's the perfect area. Like if you want to turn an associate to a friend, like they start off at that basic level and then they move up to that medium level. And then, you know, as they go, they'll eventually enter the deep but deep and meaningful category, you know, if it fits. So I hope this video has helped you guys just kind of understand where people need to go in your life. Like I said, regardless of where people find themselves on the spectrum in my life, I've learned to have an expectancy of them based on the category that they're in. Like I said, I'm not going to be telling my deep, dark secrets with my associates, but we going to have a good laugh. We going to hang out. We going to like have a good time together, okay? But I'm not going to just overshare with them. I'm not going to tell them my deep, dark secrets. Those deep but non-meaningful friendships, you know where to put them people. I'm sure I'm in that category for a lot of people if I can be, you know, transparent. And that's something that I know even for me, I'm like growing to be a better friend because it's a lot of people that, you know, they know that if they need anything, they can count on me. I'm going to be there. Whatever they need, if, you know, whatever they need, I'm going to be there. But I'm definitely, you know, I find myself a lot of times unavailable for the basic stuff. And I know that sounds bad. Like I said, it's something I'm working on. I have no problem being vulnerable on my channel, y'all. The people that get it. And those that don't. And I ain't too pressed about it, okay? Because on my channel, I want people to know that you can come as you are. And we're going to grow, evolve, and just grow and evolve and love ourselves. And grow and evolve and love ourselves. So it's nothing wrong with me saying right now that and being transparent and vulnerable and letting, just letting you guys know that even in my friendships, I find myself in a lot of people's deep but non-meaningful categories because I am just so consumed with a lot of things. My kids, my husband, my career. I'm just in a space where I'm going hard in so many areas that I'm not as available to friends. But I am learning to be available because friendships are very healthy. They're very necessary. And you don't want to have a whole bunch of deep but non-meaningful relationships. That's not healthy at all, okay? So it's important that you have friends in all those categories. Your associates, your, medium beginning stage friendships, your deep but meaningful, and your deep but not meaningful friendships. So y'all know I can talk all day. It's just my nature. I think in the next episode, I'm going to talk about friendship breakups because them joints be hurting more than relationship breakups, okay? So I think I'm going to talk about that next. Comment down below what you want me to talk about. Let me know in the comments how you felt about this conversation. Did it help you? Did you learn something? Did you learn about me? Something that you didn't know? Like, let me know in the comments. I'm always open to you guys' feedback. Let me know what you want me to talk about next. Listen. Let me know if you also want me to do this like weekly or every other week or once a month. What do you want to see from this type of dialogue? Let me know in the comments. I love you guys so much. I realized that I have not drunk that much of my coffee. It's still warm though. Thank the Lord. So I'm probably gonna have like a pre-cook or something because I didn't really drink. Or I'm gonna have to figure out how to drink while I'm talking to y'all. So we're gonna figure it out. This is the first episode. But I love you guys so much. Let's say a quick prayer because I know that there's a lot of people out there that you might have feelings of abandonment. You might have feelings of loneliness. You may be in a place where you don't know what's going on in your life and you desire friendships, or maybe you haven't been the best friend but you want to learn how to be a friend. Maybe you never had a friend. I don't know where you stand, but I want to pray for you. Lord God, I thank you for this day. God, I thank you for everybody that's on the other side of this screen. God, I thank you for them. I thank you for leading them to this channel. God, I thank you for just where you have them right now in their life. God, whatever they stand in need of, I pray that you'll meet them with that thing. God, whether it's a friendship, whether they need to disconnect from toxic friendships, whatever it is that they need to do, God, I pray that you'll give them the wisdom. You'll give them the direction. And when you do, I pray that they will receive it and listen to you and take heed. Because a lot of times we pray for stuff and we think you haven't heard us, but we haven't heard you. We haven't listened to your response. So God, I pray that you will speak to us. You'll give us what we need, God, to just continue to be successful, and that you will disconnect us from anything that is hindering us from being successful. It's in Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Well, guys, I love you so much. I pray that you enjoyed this conversation. I pray you enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. And this is the first episode of Coffee and Conversations right here on Mahogany's World with Mahogany Jackson. I love you guys. And I can't wait to see you guys in the next episode. Bye.